Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Here we are. So Clemente wants me to lead with a Brian Johnson story, which don't threaten me with a good time. I'm always talking about Brian Johnson and all of the antics he's going, but I think Nick might have a different opinion. Nick, what's going on to me? Oh, no? You want to?
No, I mean, I just want acknowledgement that I discovered him far before you, but that you then came along and were like, have just been on the Brian Johnson train ever since. I'm already down to like 39 years old in terms of age, and I'm actually on the path towards lowering quickly, actually. And
Well,
also, I have nighttime erections last night.
Clemente, if you want to pull up, we baited Brian Johnson into a response just the other day. It's turned into a little fun internal thing here at the Nifty, just baiting Brian Johnson into a response. I like it. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, so okay, there you go. This meme got him to respond. So love to see it. He said a friend spa day. Vampire blood boy therapy. He's in on the joke. He gets it. He totally gets it. What was it exactly you wanted to discuss about Brian Johnson, Clemente?
So this guy basically, I thought it was cool. He had $30,000 stacked up in the office of Braintree when it was a startup in 2009, and basically it was a motivator for employees for whenever they close a deal, they would make 30 grand. So he basically had it in front of the employees to be like, "Hey, get your shit together." I was wondering, can we have something like that? Little motivator for maybe a next apartment.
Is that stack going to be in your apartment?
I don't even think it can fit, dude. I'm gonna be honest.
$30,000 won't fit in your apartment. I mean, that's kind of understandable given the fact that you can't even afford lunch. So that's like a situation, it would make sense. Signal already knew that just by looking at you. Like she already knew.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what it was? It was behind the scenes last week. Pio showed me his new wallet, and then Clemente took out his big fat Papa wallet, and I was like, dude, no, that's like, those dad wallets that are just stuffed with cards and notes and whatever else Papa wallets like have in there. You just know the guy's broke. Sorry, Clemente.
Well, now it's thin. Now it's thin, actually. Pia, both of them have the wrong wallet. I'm gonna have to go find my wallet so I can show you what the ideal wallet is. Billfolds are not the path. Like, I'm just letting you know, that's some old school shit right there.
Italian red leather, dude. Come on now.
Well, of course it's Italian, but I don't like, you got that like empty billfold going on, both of you. Whereas like I got an overflowing single slot, wallet there, which is all about the minimalism, because like you don't need 17 cards. What are you going to put in there? You got your AAA card in your wallet?
I did in my wallet that I lost last week, but Winter said that you definitely have
a AAA card in your wallet.
Dude, what if the car breaks down?
Have you ever thought of like taking a photo of it? Like, I don't you don't need all these different things. I came down to lunch or to join you downstairs yesterday when we met up with Giancarlo, and I just brought my phone and keys, and that was sufficient.
Me too.
I don't know, because all you just need is Apple Pay to like pay for things. The one thing you do want those, like, given that you're riding your bike there, it would be useful to have your insurance card there in case you get into an accident when they put you in the ambulance and carry you into the hospital, which I would not want to have happen. But
that's nice. Giancarlo.
That's what goes through my head when I get on my bike. That's like legitimately what I think about. I like have these like flashes of worst case scenario. And I'm like, what would happen? Also, my girlfriend sometimes gets on the back of the bike, and I'm like, what if I got in an accident and she was on there and she got injured? Like, how would I feel about that scenario? That would not be a good situation. And then I'm like, does she have an insurance card on her? What's that like? How's that going to go down?
It sounds like you're thinking about all the right stuff, Nick. The chat with Giancarlo, what a surprise. As usual, very, very good stuff with Giancarlo. Very cerebral guy, thinks about things in a very interesting way. I had been thinking about FriendTech as only something that people in crypto would want to be speculating on price with. And Giancarlo pointed out, but what if a celebrity makes a FriendTech, like an actual really big celebrity, like The Rock, for example? I think he said he brought up The Rock in his video. And I hadn't thought about that. And obviously the UI and the onboarding needs to get a lot better, apparently, with FriendTech. I don't have one, so I haven't gone through that process yet. However, I thought about it. What this does is it strips away the stuff that the celebrities didn't want to do when they were interested in crypto in 2021. However, it gives them what they wanted, which is just free money for doing nothing, right? So if The Rock makes a FriendTech, his shares are going to moon. If we're talking about Kobe's making $300,000 a month as like a crypto guy, how much is The Rock going to make? How much would Dave Portnoy make? How much would these big time celebrities that people want access to, Gary Vaynerchuk, even bigger than Gary, Tony Robbins, right? All these people, they want money without having to basically do anything. The pitch of FriendTech is actually a good one. There's a stink on crypto for them at this point. But as that stink goes away, nice crossbody, Nick. As that stink goes away, the pitch to a Tony Robbins is you literally make an account. You're going to start making money immediately. And your only obligation is to write literal text messages every once in a while to people. I was like, well, damn, that solves a problem for celebrities, which is free money with little to no effort.
Pio has very strong feelings about this thing that he never uses. By the way, so for rule number one, when you have a wallet, you need a bag to carry the wallet in. So that's number one. It's all about minimalism.
What about your pockets?
I'm just letting you know.
A bag is huge for a crossbody.
Yeah,
bag.
dude. Is that the one where you put is that you put
Where
the
you keep the
popsicles
bodies?
in that one, right?
Okay, now hold on. Let me show you my minimalist wallet real quick. So a couple things here. Keys attached to a string. You know, that's like something that's fundamental. Never losing that. That's never going anywhere. Second thing you're going to want, a minimalist wallet. Look at that minimalist wallet. You got some money right there. You got your ID on the outside. You have a nice little tag or thing you can pull on. Boom. You got your cards there. You only got like 3, 4, 5 cards sitting in that slot because you don't need any more than that. Okay. That's like a key thing. What do I have in there? Health insurance in case of an accident. Credit card number 1. Oh, I got too much in here actually as I'm looking through it. I wasn't prepared for this moment. So there's a couple extra items in here that were not actually necessary. So you know, live with it. But yeah, you got to have the bag also. So I don't know where Pio hasn't been wearing a crossbody bag. It's very key. The reason I have this bag, people are like, why is that thing so big? It's because I'm going on bike rides, taking journeys. Like I'm going on like day trips, essentially. This can fit. I've brought clothes inside of this bag. Okay. You're at the beach. You want to change the clothes. You want to switch out of the swim trunks and get into some shorts or something like that. You know, that's like a key thing. Also in here, you know, I got some fundamental things. You got a speaker. You got to have you got to have the speaker because
you have a speaker in your crossbody.
This is what attaches to the bike. Okay. That's like a key thing that's on there. You also have the separate keys that you got for your locks that are going on the bike.
Yeah, fun fact, ladies and gentlemen. When Nick first got his bike, every time he would chain it up, I forgot, yeah, he pulled up to dinner the other night with these goggles. Literally looks like a meme. With the goggles, the hoodie, the necklace, and the crossbody, he literally does look like a meme. He pulled up with those goggles on, dead serious to the restaurant with those goggles on. They are pretty fly.
Outside, you got these. So I think this is the
ones you bought after you saw the new Top Gun. Yep.
This is what I mean when you're Lewis Lit. This is exactly what I mean. You pull out goggles like as if you're going to jump out of a plane. You have 2 sets of keys. You have a minimalist. I think the commenter said it best. You have a minimalist wallet, but then you put it in a giant bag. I'm confused. I think Clemente might be beating you on the leaderboard now, Nick. Like he's got one wallet in his pocket.
Okay, let me just tell you, normally I'm not wearing that bag. That bag comes when I'm on the bike. That's my bike bag.
You're using the bike nearly every time you're going from a place to another, right? So that you're wearing that quite a bit. The commenters, by the way, are just on fire right now. We got people saying, people are saying, who invited Ali G? People are saying you can carry a dozen boiled eggs in that thing. That one was from Dev. That was a really good one. I'm enjoying this. But yeah, Nick, I mean, look, your style is definitely unique. But I will say, when you pull up with the super plastic hoodie, that's a pretty fly look.
Well, I got it for free from Super Plastic. They hooked it up. This is normally going for north of $6,000 nowadays. That's how much you got to pay for a hoodie. And that's what I got,
Someone said, put those glasses back on, Ninja Turtle. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be discussing the Pudgy Penguins marketing push, the great Binance US resignation, and Rec League's gameplay going live. So those are the stories for today on Friday, September 15th. We got the weather report. Signal, please take it away.
It's Friday, people. Last day of the week. Let's get into it. Today, Friday, September the 15th. Market volume coming in at 12.6 million. Blur down at 6.9. OpenSea at 2.3. The winner on the volume is FriendTech with 20 million, another all-time high. On to what's been going on with the market leaders. Well, this was 7 days for the large. Sorry, in the last 7 days, we've got Milady's down 30%, DGods down 16%, Bored Apes down 13%, Mutants down 9%. And we're obviously seeing this liquidity and attention moving over to FriendTech away from the NFT side. Some of the big movers in the past 24 hours were in the green. We have 10KTF G tags. They're up 60%, and Nakamigos are up 20%. And in the red still is heavy metal. That is down 15%, and Sugartown also down 18%. Over the past 24 hours on FriendTech, as we mentioned, got that daily volume hitting an all-time high of 20 million, even though the TVL has decreased for the first time in the past 2 weeks, mainly because we think it's Steve Aoki that has joined the platform, sending Twitter into the Steve Aoki curse. It's in a frenzy. Most are expecting a sell-off today after the point snapshot at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll see how the prices hold. On to TV, and a trailer for the Web3 version of Shark Tank called Killer Whales was released, featuring Mario Nafal, K-Money, NFT God, and more. Season 1 will feature 22 global projects and will either sink or swim. That will be determined by the judges. The show premieres January next year, and so far on Twitter, a bit of mixed reviews, but we'll get into it. On to gaming, and Rec League's Match Assembly gameplay went live yesterday with people having to pay $40 to $50 in gas fees just to assemble their mechs. Overall, the gameplay was well received, and a PvP leaderboard tournament, Mezzi's Mayhem, is live until the end of the month. And then lastly, influencer David Dobrik opened a Pudgy Penguin shark suit box on his Snapchat story, leading many to believe that a large marketing campaign could be coming soon, with Lucas saying the takeover begins shortly. Penguins trading at 4 ETH with Little Pudgies at 0.28. That is all for the weather report on Friday. Have a great weekend, and have a great weekend, everyone. It is back to you, folks.
Fantastic weather report as usual. Signal some updates from the Nifty Daily Digest. The Nifty Daily Digest is available at thenifty.com. It's also posted to X every morning and pinned up top. You can check it out right here, pinned to the top of the show. Clemente is like, yeah, it's pinned. Binance's U.S. legal and risk executives have resigned just 2 days after the CEO's departure. Things not looking great over there. Sugartown Aura's reveal, staking and gameplay is expected to come next week. This is the Zynga NFT collection, and a promotional leaderboard teaser has been shared in the meantime. Beyond that, Rec Guy has become one of the first NFT collections to start a FriendTech account and announced that any trading fees earned will be used to buy Thank you, Nick. To buy more Rec Guys off the floor. Next, Bored Ape Yacht Club announced that the Rift has been opened for heavy metals with at least 50,000 energy. I think that's in-game lingo right there. And a boss fight is coming for Season 6. Heavy metals down 26% in the last 7 days.
Ouch.
Animoca Brands subsidiary Darewise Entertainment will be launching the first metaverse token on Bitcoin in partnership with Horizon Labs. So Animoca getting some exposure to BTC. Mitaria has sold out 2,222 NFTs at 0.04 Ethereum each, and the collection reached an all-time high of 0.11 ETH yesterday, with big news expected today. With 8 hours remaining, 444 nouns, over half of the supply, have been forked, receiving 35 Ethereum in return. Half of all nouns have redeemed their nouns for 35 to 36 Ethereum return. Man, we got a lot of stories here, Clemente. We got another half dozen. Am I doing all these? Cool Cats finalized. Well, there's literally like another half dozen stories. Cool Cats has finalized their Macy's.
Just give them to me. Let me take
Nick,
it, boss.
Nick, you got it. You got to go.
Cool Cats has finalized their Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon, becoming the first digital collectible to participate in the event. Wow. VeeFriends Burn Island 10 was announced, and 6 VeeFriends holders can burn their NFT to ride on the VeeFriends Halloween float with Gary V. What? And do a meet and greet with him. He's now actually forcing you to act like a child. First he made a child cartoon. He's going to have you suck his teeth for like, or like give you a pacifier moving forward and let you know, good here. Welcome to the hayride, kids. I actually did see him do a drop last night on what was the thing called? Fanatics Live. It was really interesting to actually see that. But shout out to Gary. What is it? Infantilization? Is there some word like that? Infantilize is like where you like
fanatization.
No, it's when you treat someone like a child, basically.
The root word is infant. There you go.
Yeah, but he said fanaticize.
Yeah, Clemente was out to lunch.
Clemente's on another one. That's because he hasn't been eating lunch because he's been saving up for today's. K-pop group New Jeans performed their hit song ETA. What the fuck is this story? Oh, it's Takashi Murakami's AF1. Oh, he got the Air Force Ones in South Korea yesterday, with the delivery of the shoe to forged participants expected soon. Get me those shoes so I can stomp around in dirt. You know what I'm saying? Elizabeth Holmes, the biotech entrepreneur who was sentenced to 9 years in prison for fraud, has reportedly become prison buddies with Real Housewives of Salt Lake Shore Jen Shah, who is always charged for fraud. They've launched a reality TV show, streaming it live from the jail cell now, so you can see them each night and find out who's going to, with viewers betting on who's going to get shanked next. All in Chamath Palihapitiya. Yeah, I froze for a second, but I got it. Shared the U.S. Census data, which shows that when adjusted for inflation, U.S. incomes have fallen for a third year in a row. The government doesn't want you seeing that, though. But the Bitcoin buyers do. They want you to let them know that the government's out here devaluing that cash from underneath you, while all you should be doing is buying Bitcoin. We don't need your commentary, Pio. X has launched a spicy likes feature, allowing premium users to hide their likes from being public. Who gives a shit? Like, if you spent time seeing the tweets that I liked, get a job. Like, for real, yo. Like, what are you doing? I actually do that when I'm monitoring other people's accounts, though, to see just sort of who they're following if we're trying to get some competitive insight. Coffeezilla's investigation into comedian Theo Von's podcast scammer has been posted on YouTube. I watched it. It was interesting. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought. That he interviewed the guy
Scammer.
the guy who had scammed it, and it broke down basically what the situation was. I'll give you the synopsis. Basically, this guy would go around making promises to creators saying, I can guarantee $250,000 a year, $500,000 a year, sort of like in cash flow. and then he'd start paying them the monthly checks on the guaranteed amount, and then just stop paying because he was trying to recruit more creators. He was running a Ponzi.
I was gonna say it sounds just like a pyramid.
So basically, what the payments would stop. He'd say, "Oh, I'll get it to you later." While he was now recruiting this all-star group, he'd have Theo Vaughn. He had all these like Sarah Silverman. He had like all these like famous comedians essentially on his roster, and then would just stop paying. And then those people went like upwards of a year without getting paid, being like, dude, I just read Winter's comment, which I think is pretty good. Infantilization, where Gary dresses up like a baby and you change his diaper as a fetish. I actually legitimately think that's where VeeFriends is headed with the utility. But I will say it was really interesting seeing the Fnatic stuff that he did last night, and I am genuinely interested. What they're doing on the collectible side, they are ahead of most of the people in this space as it applies to execution on collectible games, trading cards, things like that. Like everyone's like, well, what's the popular trading card game online right now that everyone's talking about? I always keep forgetting the name.
Magic the Gathering?
Parallels.
Parallel.
Oh.
And they like tweeted a picture of like the cards the other day, but all of them were curved. Like, I don't know who they used for manufacturing them. They were so thin that they were like curved. It looked like they had suffered some issues from humidity. And he's like, yo, check out all the cards, but they're all like curved up, which was like kind of odd. But the bottom line is Gary's out here like dropping slabs of other collectible cards and then doing his cards alongside them. I love what they're doing on that front, but it is pretty funny. The IP itself is like, it's a child comic, like a children's comic combined with like selling it to middle-aged men mostly and Signal. And then don't lie, you once owned a VeeFriend.
Yeah, when it was cool because it was profitable and I made a bag. I don't owe them anymore. Not like you with your seahorse. That's still in your wallet. You got a broke seahorse. Broke bag and a broke seahorse.
Wow.
It's true.
Well, I'm waiting to show up to one of these, the National. I'm gonna walk up to Gary and be like, remember when you texted me about that seahorse? It's worth $400 now, bro. I spent $10,000 on it. Like, you owe me some bottles of wine, player.
He's just going to tell you to think long term. Real quick, before we dive in, Clemente, you literally prepared 15 newsletter stories in this document.
Well, hold on. So, that's actually all good. It has to do with my format that I've been educating Clemente on. I've been, like
we've been in the we've been in the lab back and forth. We were actually yesterday, we had a lunch, we were talking about it, we were collaborating about optimizing the newsletter for more clicks, a bigger open rate. So we've been working on some things two that we haven't told you about yet.
Okay,
well, and by like optimization, I just literally a couple of things. One, I enjoyed the variety of stories today. Okay. That actually was something that I appreciated. And I also like the breadth of or just the volume of stories that we had. So while Pio's attacking you on this show, I'm just going to take a counterpoint here and say he's just flat out wrong, because now there's a lot of opportunities for other stories that all the other speakers on this show have to go grab from. So I'm looking forward to some of the exciting things that we can discuss, including the fact some of the Gary V stuff there, we wouldn't have had that infantilization joke if it weren't for the fact that story was put in there and we just stuck it with 4. So I'm going to be honest, this shit is good. And there was some good content in there. Pio, here's what'll happen moving forward. You read the first 3 stories so you can just, your desire to read those off gets fulfilled, and then as it starts to overflow, throw it to me and I'm going to read the rest of them and deliver the comedic relief that people are looking for.
It's a relay race, and it's actually funny. You're jogging my memory. I literally dreamt last night that for some reason, you and me were in some situation where you were flexing how fast you were, like how fast you ran. And I was like, okay, amigo, like, I don't know about that. And then you just took off. You were so fast, dude. And I don't know what that like dream means. Like, why is that dream subliminally like Nick's so damn fast at running? I just remember being like, I don't understand how he's so fast, and I can't
I think
catch
what
him.
you're thinking is what can't this guy do? You know, that's what was going through your mind. You've just been in awe, basically. You're like, yo, this guy's out here cooking me dinner and also closing sales deals. Okay. So, but the Theo Von thing, that was the thing. I just wanted to wrap on that. It was so insightful to actually observe kind of like how these podcasters were just like accepting those deals. Like Theo Von probably was like enticed with the $250,000 deal or $500,000 deal. That to me is like, it's just insightful to understand what that, like the sort of offer size that was compelling people in that space. And I was also thinking, hey, we ain't doing so bad. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean, look, dude, the whole selling ad space and podcasting, it's not an easy game. Look, we're gonna dive into some of these stories real quick. I've let KookCapital on stage. He's requested a couple days in a row. Seemed very interested in participating in the show. KookCapital, what's going on, amigo?
Nothing, man. It seems like you guys are on a stream or something, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've been doing it for years.
Cool. I tried it once on my Spaces, like live. It was sick. I want to do it again.
Hey, well, thanks for participating on this show. You're bringing that absolute fire. Professionals like you are the type of people we need in this space. I'm going to be honest, because you understood. You came into the room and you said, I understand what these guys are talking about. They're talking about Twitter. And so that's exactly, you hit the nail on the head, dude. Tell us what your space is about.
What? Oh, I have a new space. Yeah, I wasn't even trying to shill it, dude. I was going to talk about FriendTech a little because the reason I
let's fucking get it. Now we're on the right topic. Let's go. The only topic anyone cares about in this space.
I mean, we don't have to talk about it, but
no,
you guys
let's talk about it.
I wanted to like round out. Let me pin this shit while you guys said it was okay. But I started a space. It doesn't even interfere.
What is happening right now? What is happening? You are on a podcast. Talk about FriendTech. What is happening right now?
Okay. FriendTech. My take on FriendTech. Yeah, you guys were giving some takes on it the other day that I think were like, you know, they're pretty common takes. I don't remember exactly, but like a lot about the sustainability. Wow. Why is it different from Discord? So on and so forth. I'm exploring it. I think
What's
I'm
your
early
advanced
to a lot
take?
of stuff in crypto.
Cut to the chase, professional. Dude, you're like actually you're taking your skills and you're just shooting the show in the foot.
Yeah.
So how about you spit some fucking words here that actually means something, okay? What's your take on FriendTech, genius?
Man. Relax. If you want to get deep with me, you're going to not like the outcome. But okay, here's the cold facts for you. TVL is 31 million. It's going to 100 million. That's because DeFi boys know that there's money to be made. So that means the top 20 keys will float up. Racers over 9. You guys think it's crazy. I think it's going to 50. The airdrop's coming in January or February. This thing's a revenue monster. Look at my last tweet. There's nothing like it in crypto. It's making more money than anything else in crypto except for Ethereum as a base chain in a 24-hour period every day for the last week. I think it uncovers like a whole new aspect to networking and investing qualitatively that people are still figuring out. So paying for this kind of access might be important in the future. I'm not sure. But it's worth going there and putting some ETH there just for the free money because the airdrop's going to be really, really big. And if you can play the game and insert yourself into the conversation, like I don't do shit. I fake rug mine yesterday. I did. Big long message.
You pulled a page out of Nifty Nick's book. Nifty Nick is the king of manipulating the price of his FriendTech through his action.
He wouldn't know that though because he actually doesn't pay attention.
Well, very interesting take there, KookCapital.
That actually was insightful. I actually do appreciate that. You brought some alpha there.
Yeah.
Bravo, dude.
Well, if you guys are gonna try to challenge me like I'm one of the other LARP or WAGMI boys, then you're gonna like be surprised. That's what I said.
There was a lot. I think the big thing would be tonality. I think that you can spice things up with tonality, and then also using a bunch of Web3 words. It's not going to be an audience expander. LARPing WAGMI boys. Nobody in the whole world knows what that means except like 300 people. Any other thoughts on FriendTech? I'd be wondering. So I said, what if The Rock makes a FriendTech, right? Because think about it. The celebrities love money. They wouldn't make their celebrity tequila brands if they weren't completely obsessed with money. And a lot of these people have like 20 million plus Instagram followers, blah, blah, blah. If once the UI and onboarding of FriendTech becomes so easy that literally, crazy idea, anybody can easily make an account. If a guy like The Rock was to make an account, he's immediately going to have a ton of, buy action on his keys, and he's going to make money passively. And the only obligation is to actually send texts. Is that what you see as the future of FriendTech?
Yeah, great question. So right now, for sure, I'm buying the top keys like Owen Racer and the boys, because I think that's where the institutional money will flow from DeFi as we approach 100. I will pull out before that because I don't want to get wrecked in a mass exodus. But I think the long-term bullish scenario, mid to long-term, that's what I'm watching. Exactly what you said. I have a better example for you than The Rock. Everybody loves Trump, and Trump loves X. So what happens when Trump goes on there? Those keys will be $100. Like, I think at around 420 keys distributed, so a max distribution of 420 holders, it's like 20 ETH a key. Yo, value in times laughing. It's literally 420. And also at 69 holders, the price is like almost bang on 0.420 on the bonding curve. The boys are based, bro. That's bullish. Trust me.
So you, real quick, you did lose me completely with that entire response. I didn't understand anything you just said. But anyway, Nick, do you have a question?
Well, I think the bullish scenario of normal people joining and this thing attracting a lot of mainstream attention, combined with the amount of actual money it makes right now, means you should pay attention to it. So you had Rock as an example. He could explode this thing. I use Trump. That would be mental. But here's some stuff I know. Like, here's some alpha for you. And I have this because I have all the big keys, right? I had FaZe Banks, and he was posting screen caps of iMessages with an account called FriendTech. Clearly it's Racer or something. And they're doing a referral program for him. And they alluded to the fact there'll be 10 of them on this thing. So it's obviously people that are a big deal. Steve Aoki came on yesterday. I know it's a meme, but like, bro, this guy has 8 million followers on X. Like, he's a literal world famous celebrity. So there's a lot of these, depending on how FriendTech, the company, approaches it. But at the same time, look, like I said, I'm buying the top keys because they're safest. I think the 3-3 thing is stupid as fuck because it's going to be domino rally on the way out. Like, say you have a 20 ETH portfolio to farm, and it's all just randos you bought that are like crypto enthusiasts, but they're not popular enough for people to want to buy their keys. What happens in the unwind? You're screwed.
Dude, I need a dictionary. You could literally write a dictionary of all the words that domino rally on the way out. What does that even mean?
I think we're going to move on from the thesaurus segment, but we appreciate the contributions, KookCapital. I feel like
you guys obviously understand the words I'm using. Like, why are you trying to clown me over like actually giving investment?
No, we're not. It's because this is a podcast.
Don't know what
I'm
domino
just looking
rally
out for our
means.
listeners.
I legit don't know what that means. What is domino rally?
Like, dominoes it's like a game, and domino rally is like an old game where you'd line them up and you'd tip like one domino and it continues to fall, knock over all the dominoes. You've seen probably like meme videos on the internet.
I've seen people knock dominoes over. I had just never heard the phrase domino rally. So it's not a
domino rally was a game. It was a game in the 90s, like a board game. And
there you go.
Build domino tracks. Yeah.
So a niche reference from the 90s. Got it. All right. Well, I'm just looking out for our listeners because there were a lot of real niche things.
The 90s would. Yeah, that's where. Oh yeah, okay, the podcast stuff.
Okay. It's
I feel like you guys are trying to clown me in a couple different directions.
No, I'm not, buddy. I'm just telling you
what to say when I gave a banger take on the investment side.
Well, very humble opinion there that you gave a banger take, amigo. We are on a podcast and we want people to actually listen to it, but appreciate you joining. Anyway, we're going to dive into the Pudgy Penguins marketing ramp up. So Lucas shared a couple of weeks ago that after the Asia tour, Pudgy Penguins was going to have their most intense sprint ever. It's expected that they have a huge announcement coming at the end of 2023. I feel like there's always a huge announcement expected there. The team has also been sharing sketches and teasers. Meanwhile, NFT Statistics, friend of the show, shared last week that Pudgy Penguins has been a stable coin, only moving between 3.8 and 4.2 in the last 3 months. Obviously, there was the very recent, Instagram video or whatever that blew up with David Dobrik. What do we think is coming here? Do we think more celebrity action, mainstream
What did you just call him?
content?
David Dobrik?
Oh, what's his name? Dobrik?
Dobrik.
David Dobrik.
Like pizza.
What do you
And
mean?
I think that
like-
was on. I believe that was on Snapchat. Was what he shared.
It was
on.
Snapchat. Yeah, so turns out Dobrik only uses Snapchat. That's like an interesting thing because I guess they're paying their creators significantly more, and the audience reach right now is growing at a very quick rate. So that's probably the most interesting thing for me when I was taking a look at it. Go ahead.
Sorry, 1 second for context. Who is David Dobrik and how big is he? Like
Massive social media influencer, started the daily vlogs on YouTube. So for a very long time, he was one of the first people who was doing daily vlog YouTubes and grew a massive 1 million+ following on basically every social.
More like 10 million, 15 million plus. He's basically one of the biggest vloggers. What killed him was he got accused of basically he had something called the Vlog Squad. So the Vlog Squad became one of the biggest. Corinne Kopp, who's the one that is in those photos there, who's like now one of the largest OnlyFans creators, but also just a well-known content creator. They produced a bunch of these vlogs, and they had a whole network of individuals who would go and create content. They basically stopped after he got canceled for some girl.
He got canceled twice. So there's a member of the Vlog Squad who was accused,
potentially sexually assaulted somebody during a party one night.
And he filmed it, like filmed the act of it before it happened. Like the person was too intoxicated. He got canceled for that. And then he also got canceled for a prank video he did in which he had a giant crane and spun the crane around and slammed his friend into the side of the crane and fractured the orbital bone on the side of his friend's face. So he's definitely not without controversy, but was leaned really heavily.
Paid that friend off, dude.
He paid that friend off a lot of money, but he leaned heavily into, just for last piece of context, heavily into like short form content. All of his vlogs were 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And that was like his big angle and call to fame, was like really leaned into really short form content that people could quickly digest. And now he's pivoted basically to only Snapchat stories. And Luca clearly is leaning into the Snapchat situation right now, where we're seeing a lot about these creators on there who are constantly doing what they call shows, because Snapchat actually has the highest monetization right now for creators, but you have to get through a referral program to become a partner on Snapchat. So that's why he's leaned into Dobrik. You saw Harry Josie, popular Netflix reality TV show individual, who also posted the Pudgy shark on these content verticals. So both of those stories got well over 1 million views. Dobrik posted multiple of them, and Harry Josie just posted one. But right there's 5 to 6 million views of that Pudgy shark on Snapchat.
Yeah, and they came from Vine. That was the other thing. I don't know how it, when I had met with Luca previously, he was talking a lot about the influencer playbook, and that's where they had a lot of success. I'll be interested to see like what sort of like sales it drives. The Penguin in particular, aren't those sold out? Like you can't get those now?
They're sold out, and I think resale is like around $500 to $600 right now on secondary for them. I believe they retailed near 200.
Are they selling on StockX?
All of it's being sold through eBay at the moment.
Got it.
It's interesting. Gary Vee said some of his VeeFriends cards are also actively selling.
VeeFriends has a lot of volume on eBay.
Sorry, that Pudgy is going for $369. You just said
Oh,
600.
so it's down. So it's down. Yeah.
Oh no. Sorry, that one is a different price. So yeah, there's multiple different penguins here. That one, the shark one, I'd see offers of or for sale at $1,000. It looks like people are accepting offers on them. That's pretty crazy that people are spending that much. That said,
recorded the record sellout on network for every one of their penguin drops. Every single one has set the new record from the previous. I believe they've had 3 so far, and then they actually launched another one for the banana suit penguin through the company Jawwix, I believe is the name, or Jawways, which does the Fortnite and WWE action figures. So they did a pre-sale for that one as well. So they're really leaning into like action figures, physical collectibles, and more.
So there's like 10 of these that sold in the past month on eBay. Network, for example, has, in terms of record, like I spent time on there this weekend, and then I looked on Fanatics Live last night. It's such a weird sort of space, Network itself, which is essentially QVC for streetwear. Clemente, you got your hand raised. What's going on?
Saying that X is messed up? How come?
You're saying our live show people can't hear?
It's just not work. The usual Twitter space is not working.
Twitter space is not working?
It got rugged?
Can you hear us on X?
No, I can't even hear us. All right, I'll create one.
Oh my goodness. Is it
Talk about a professional podcast, Pio. I can't believe you said those things about that last guy, dude. I can't believe you said that, dude.
That guy's lingo is something else. Wag me, LARP, and grift, and is too much. Anyway,
yo, Domino Rally on the way out. You know, you trying to watch out for that, broskies.
So is this just busted? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, let's Nick.
So I end it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
gonna unplug. So I'm gonna unplug this. So I'm unplugged now. I'm joining the space. I'm gonna mute myself and throw the phone over there and not throw it out the window.
Can y'all hear us?
joining.
We good? Audio wise? Check. Put
You
a thumbs
plugged in,
up
Nick?
if you can hear us.
You plugged in?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm throwing the
Okay,
phone.
I got a thumbs up. We're good to go.
Throwing the phone.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Phone is thrown.
Now it's out the window. All right, we're good.
It's out the window. Twitter's working again, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, look, without a hitch, right? Just coming right back and rocking for another half hour or so here, maybe a little bit less. Anyway, what was I going to say? So we were talking about Pudgy Penguins. What are we talking about now? I'm a little bit thrown.
Killer whale.
Killer whale.
We've got to talk about the show Killer Whale. Come on, guys.
Oh, right. So let's talk about Killer Whale. Or Clemente, what were you going to say?
Are you join? Oh, you're joining the show. Okay.
Yeah, I requested. One of the things I was curious about from on Pudgy Penguins real quick, I'm like, hey, there's 3 months until this supposed big announcement from Luca. I've been buying NFTs again after the Nakamigos craziness. I sold my Pinto Bean. I'm wheeling and dealing right now. Bought a No Pepin last night. I'm thinking I don't see any reasonable scenario where Lil Pudgy's goes below like the price it's at right now. Maybe it'll go a little bit lower, but I'm like, hey, if there's the upside of this supposed big announcement in the next 3 months, Easy, am I crazy for wanting to buy some Lil Pudgies right now?
I don't think so at all. I like the Lil Pudgy play a lot. I think that's a better risk reward play when it comes down to taking a swing on that Pudgy ecosystem. I also think that, I've been leaning into a couple NFTs here. Like yesterday, I think I deployed like 0.2 into Rec League assets. Vessels are really still interesting to me. Other Deed Expanded is really interested to me. So there are some plays that I'm like starting to look at. You sold your Nakamigo, right?
Yeah, I sold that thing.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one thing
Almost
I was
the
like,
top. I basically
you did well on it. You did well on that. Yeah, I gotta say you did well on that one. I was like, yeah, I was shocked you bought it because that was one thing like you were gonna chase an aggressive move on one side or the other on that, and I was like, I want no part of this, like literally no part. I'm all set on either side, but I think that there are some plays out there. I think like the Little Pudgy play a lot. Yeah, exactly. You were playing the volatility, which usually is not a bad move. So I got to give you credit there because you actually made a great little swing on that. How much you end up making? Like 0.07?
Yeah, like 0.06. It was the
not
most
bad.
outrageous thing. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm not touching Nakamigos with a 10-foot pole, but it was so interesting seeing like people being like, God, Nakamigos did it again, dude. Those guys are freaking geniuses. But I'm like, dude, if this was planned, that is the most outrageous thing to do to your holders. And on the flip side, I mean, they did make in the last 7 days, they've traded 750 ETH in volume. So whatever 5% of that is, they're making some cash on the royalties. That's for sure.
Well, I think that's actually a playbook that we've seen before. I think there's been other examples where there was like the sort of manufactured crash and then the follow-up and things like that. But Signal's right. We need to talk about the thing. So look, for the longest time, for the first two years in the NFT space, all you heard was like, we should make a Shark Tank for NFTs. We should make a Shark Tank for NFTs. We should make a Shark Tank for NFTs. that people have now made a Shark Tank for, I guess it would just be broadly speaking, crypto businesses. And I'm glad they did, because I just want people to actually do stuff and actually, like, you know, create something and work hard on it and put it out. I'm a fan of what's it called? What is it? Whales or Killer Whales or whatever? Killer Whales? Is that the name of the show? Okay, Killer Whales.
No. Or is that what it is? Killer Whales?
Yeah, Killer Whales.
Killer Whales. Yes, it's Killer Whales.
Killer Whales. I'm a fan on record right now. I haven't seen an episode, obviously, but I'm in on it. Watching Scaramucci sit there was pretty funny to me. Just seeing the mooch chill there on Killer Whales. Honestly, hot take, I'm a fan of Mario Nafal being on this show. I'm on Team Mario in the context of this show. I'm here. I saw him like get up and be like, yeah, we closed the deal. Like, I'm in for it. I'm here for the Mario thing. That woman is definitely impersonated or doing an impression of like the actual ladies on Shark Tank. So that's like funny enough. I feel like K Money was pretty funny on it too. And our boy NFT God, we've had like multiple dinners with NFT God in the past few months. He didn't
say anything about this. He told us some other top secret stuff that we haven't leaked on here. NFT God must have been under a strict NDA to not discuss this show. What's hilarious is this was like the dream show that everyone on Twitter
was obsessed with.
I'm gonna launch a Shark Tank for Web3, basically. How many episodes is this? And is this all published on Twitter, or am I gonna have to buy an NFT to watch this?
So if I know anything, number one, not enough episodes, because we need however many episodes of this that they'll be willing to make. I want 1,000 episodes of this show. I want it to be syndicated on daytime TV. Like I want 1,000 episodes of this. That's number one. Number two, if I know anything, I know you're gonna have to buy a crypto token for this, and you're not gonna be able to watch. I'm kidding. I hope they don't do that. I hope they just put it on YouTube.
It's not. It's gonna be open for anybody to watch. Supposedly they have 55 streaming services that are gonna air it, but I'm sure none of them are gonna be major ones. The other thing too is that they are releasing it on what they've dubbed I want to say a Web3 media platform is like how it's going to first come out. So far we have the first season that's going to be being released, and it'll be in January.
Okay, well, there you go. It's going to be available for you to watch. We got some people in the comments that are on Team Mario. They recognize the talent here on the on Killer Whales. Nick, who's your favorite whale? God knows it ain't NFT God. Get that guy out of the chair.
Well, it is interesting. It's like, so what qualifies as a whale? Do they even who's giving the money to these people? Like, is K Money suddenly like, all right, I'm gonna write you a check for 150 grand. I'm down,
well, after the shitcoin gains, he could, but
that's a really good question. That's a really good question. Where does the money come from? So Shark Tank for you guys, obviously came from Dragon's Den in the UK, but that copied a Japanese show. So the whole Shark Tank idea is actually an original Japanese idea that got rolled out sort of globally. The thing that I used to love about Dragon's Den in the UK was that the four or five entrepreneurs were really successful. Like you guys had your Barbaras and your Trumps, etc. We had our big entrepreneurs over there. One of the best segments of the show was always like, okay, talk to me about your numbers. And the entrepreneurs just never knew their numbers. And it was even better when it was in the industry that the entrepreneur was in. You would get absolutely roasted alive. And it was one of the best segments. And here, the only thing I'm questioning, this could be entertaining, but I'm a little bit skeptical because the judges don't have sort of the caliber that we're used to from Shark Tank and Dragon's Den. So I don't know if it's going to be as ruthless and like people feeling like their heads got just rolled and chopped off. That's what might be missing.
How dare you? The judges aren't as good as Shark Tank and Dragon's Den. How dare you? We got literally Mario Nafal on that panel of judges. What are you talking about, Sig?
I was gonna say this reminds me of the show that we wanted to do, which was called Shark Bait, where you just come on and we just roast the shit out of you for like 15 minutes. Like that guy who just came on and was like pretty offended by the commentary that I said. And I will say I came pretty hard on him, but
yeah, you came pretty hard. That was pretty hard.
But he was just wasting air on the show, and I was like, dude, we can't have that. And then he snapped into it started delivering some quality insight, and then went back to the thesaurus, which I was just like, damn, I don't understand what you're talking about now. So
we were
there
close.
was a moment in time that he was delivering. But the main thing that I saw in this show was they did show a clip where it did seem like, I think NFT God was like, that's fucking stupid, basically. Like it showed, hey, this is unfiltered. People are saying whatever they want, and they're just giving their hot takes, basically.
Well, there's a bunch of comments. First of all, Brian Brinkman is cracking me up. This is some of the best art I've seen from Brian Brinkman since his actual last art, which was phenomenal. This is the art we get in the meantime from Brian Brinkman. He goes, it's on a mobile app nobody's ever heard of. If there's anything that I know about crypto people making content, it's that I know they're going to put it on a bunch of mobile apps nobody's ever heard of and not put it on YouTube. If they look, Killer Whales, you guys did a phenomenal job. You got an elite cast. You got Mario effing Nafal on your show. We're here. This show is gonna blow up. Put it on YouTube, guys. They're like, no, we won't be putting it on YouTube. I'm like, guys, just put it on YouTube and only put it on YouTube. Don't put it anywhere else. Literally, only put it on YouTube. Put it on X too, but please don't put it on a Twitter app nobody's ever heard of. Please. But I'm really enjoying. I read Test Tube Ted is obsessed with the Domino Rally comment. We're making a t-shirt of the Domino Rally, and it's going to be Buddy kicking over a bunch of dominoes, and that guy that was on the show is going to be under the dominoes, and they're going to be squishing them. That's the show.
I actually know what Domino Rally is. You use the device to place the dominoes, but I never play. I was unfortunately too poor to have one of those. I was more like Clemente eating lunch once every 3 days. And so that's how my childhood was. So we needed to save up just to eat. But Domino Rally, I think it came later. And there was this device that you could install to make pretty cool stuff with it. Now we understand what Domino Rally is. It was actually, I feel like the precursor to this was the one with marbles. But wasn't there like a marble rally sort of thing, something like that?
Maybe where you built like a whole thing. Well, look at that. I like this vintage commercial, by the way. There's a bunch of commenters that are, dumping on Mario right now. And I'm like, exactly. You need polarizing figures on a show like Killer Whales. But I am pretty pumped about it. I'm going to give NFT God a piece of my mind that he didn't tell me that he literally ended up going. I also want to know, Bunny, if Killer Whale, or is Bunny here? Is he on the Twitter show?
No, he's not.
Oh, no. I was going to ask if Bunny was going to be smoking cigarettes on the show, if he was one of the Killer Whales, because I like that image. I like him. Everyone else is dressed up in a suit, and Bunny's just wearing like a ratty T-shirt and smoking a cig and just being like, how are you going to make the price go up? Sig, what are you going to say? Or Clemente, someone was going to say something?
Nick, I'm disappointed they didn't ask you to do it. You're one of the more polarizing investigators. I think you would get their facts straight when they join the show.
I think the thing is like we missed some of the we did viral content on Twitter for a short period of time. I think we need to lean back into the viral, either written content or videos. I think viral videos is a potential opportunity there. And then we're going to start getting recruited by probably NBC to host our own show there, which is going to versus whatever the Hello coin that this company is pumping.
People are commenting. Look, if there was anybody I would throw into the mix, I just throw Nick's sweatshirt wearing, crossbody fanny pack having, goggles on the face self right into the mix, because I feel like I'm just picturing, dude, Nick, you'd be asking questions. They'd give unsatisfactory answers, and you would just do your like, what? Like, what were you like, dude? When people say stuff that doesn't make sense to you, you let them have it like so bad. You really let people have it, and you're right. And I feel like that's what that show is.
Am I right
be.
to shit on people? I feel like there's basically defenders of the last guy who was on, which, trust me, he doesn't need any defense. Like, he sounds like he's straight chilling. Like he's got a cool vibe that outside of the fact that he was like, I feel like you guys are trying to shit on me, but I can't even really tell. That's because like he can't be shit on. That was the situation with that guy. But yeah, for Mario Mario's a funny one to be on there. It's just a random mix. Like it's such a
It's an elite mix.
It's an eclectic mix. That's what I'll say. It's a portion of
the talent booker for that show is phenomenal at their job. I want to meet the talent booker and just shake their hand and just be like, "You got Mario F in the fall." I mean, let's go.
Where was this recorded? Like, I don't understand what it's like a random warehouse in the middle of nowhere with those 5 guys. Like, how do you get those people together?
It's easy. You just let them.
Go ahead.
No, I feel like I got delay. I'm calling up Verizon. My internet is barbecued. I hate Spectrum. I can't believe I have Spectrum right now. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get it fixed. Rick Starr says that's why they love our show, No BS. They call it like it is. Yeah, you come here and you learn that killer whales is the future. They're not going to put it on YouTube, but Mario's on the show, so watch out for it. And you already know he's got a backdoor deal with the bots, so the viewership on that shit's going to go crazy. I'm pretty pumped about it.
Nick would be amazing because also as well, not only will he tell them that this absolute garbage and this person's not making any sense, he'd never write a check anyway. He's not giving anyone any money. So it's the perfect combination as a judge. Nick, we'll get you on there. We got to get Nick as a judge on season 2.
Christopher Nolan directed Killer Whales.
It's soon to launch on the Hello TV platform.
Exactly.
But it says as well as global streaming platforms, providing access to over 55 countries. Well, YouTube's on every country, right?
They're not going to put it on YouTube. This is how
you know what they're
crypto
going to do?
works.
They're going to launch the first episode on the Moon platform. They're going to give you 25 Moon per episode that you watch on their platform. Maybe an extra 5 per comment that you throw in there if you retweet it. And that's what's going to happen. There's going to be the Moon token that's going to be going up and down from this.
People, everyone's saying I'm right. There's no way they're going to put this on YouTube. Crypto people will never put content on YouTube. They don't understand. Bunny's here with his hand raised. Bunny, happy to have you back.
Producer is on there. They got Illa the producer, Cordell Brodus.
That's Snoop Dogg's son. I've hung out with that guy one time.
Yeah.
He didn't like me. So Bunny, you got your hand raised. I mean, dude, that guy, Cordell or whatever, he's like wicked jacked, just like, Snoop Dogg's son, like super rich. I was just like, hey, what's going on? He's like, hey, I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, all right, it makes sense. Bunny, you got your hand raised. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. He actually was really friendly. Franelations introduced me to him. He's a really nice guy. Bunny, you're here. First of all, did you get asked to be on Killer Whales and you turned them down?
I didn't, dude. I was surprised Nick didn't get the.
Sorry, hold on. You're coming in quiet.
One second, Bunny. Our bad.
I fixed it. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bunny.
I wish that they didn't do just a complete ripoff of Shark Tank, right? Like, I don't know.
Really?
And also, Clemente, it is a random. It's Lightbox Garage, I believe. It actually is a random garage.
And I think that garage may actually be on. There's another YouTuber that has a studio that looks very similar to this, where he has his car parked in the garage. He's like a tech reviewer, exact same format. So I wouldn't be surprised if that guy is actually renting this out to generate additional income. It's a good setup. But yeah, I mean, and then they got those chairs. At least Shark Tank upgraded the chairs to like actual like expensive chairs that are like super legit. These ones, they're like standard set chairs. Like they look like uncomfortable. Like the
host should be uncomfortable. They need to be able to focus. If you're sitting there melting into your chair, it's not going to work. Dude, don't hate on the production of this show. The show is elite. The only thing they messed up is they won't.
Canada, I got it wrong.
Okay, they won't put it on YouTube. Bunny, if you were one of the guests, would you have been smoking a cigarette during the show?
It could be a stressful pitch. I mean, you got to sell a pretty worthless product that almost nobody wants, right, in the entire world. Like, imagine telling people, hey, I have a can of water. It's water, but it's in a can with a cartoon monkey on it. And if you scan the QR code, some fucking blockchain thing that you don't understand pops up, right? Like, yeah, all in.
Okay. Wow. Bringing that enthusiasm that we love from Bunny. He's like out there breastfeeding his baby right now, dude. He's literally breastfeeding right now while he's talking to us, and he's like, I don't fucking know.
You got the pump out, buddy?
I'm holding the baby, Nick. I literally am. She doesn't want to be put down right now, dude. I don't know. Do you have any tips?
No, I don't. But the thing I'll say, I am curious to see where this ends up launching. So this whole promotion is so that I go buy Hello Coin.
Well, God knows it ain't so you'll watch it on YouTube. I'll tell you that. But yeah, you'll probably have to buy a coin. If I know anything about this, you're gonna have to buy a coin, and you're not gonna be able to watch it on
Netflix
YouTube.
Or Hulu?
It's on neither. It also says, listen to Cordell Brodus, aka Champ Medici, share his vision for killer whales. So is this
so maybe he's producing it?
This is Champ Medici's project. And you missed your opportunity to be on there when you met him in person, and you delivered low energy, dude. You're a low energy person, dude. I can't believe you fucked that up.
You mean too much energy? If you know me, I'm not going to be pulling up on somebody just like, hey, what's going on? It's too much. David Fowler with the elite comment. He said, Bunny is funny with 2 exclamation points. I agree with you, David. Great comment there on YouTube. Sorry, Bunny.
Buy a FriendTech kitty.
He said, Bunny, do not tell people to buy your FriendTech on this show. That's not what this show is about. It's not about Bunny's FriendTech.
It is about mine, Pio. So thanks for bringing that up. That's who's sponsoring today's episode, Nick's FriendTech. Look, if you're going to buy into one of the best upcoming FriendTech accounts that you're interested, that's going to deliver some of the elite alpha. Yesterday, I posted a photo there before Pio posted it to his Twitter account. You got the early access to it. There's and actually you got a different version of it with Pio, myself, and John Carlo. People are saying that they're looking for feed pics. I won't be sending those, but there will be nudes coming actually via that channel. So definitely sign up for my FriendTech. Yesterday, I rugged it in order to lower the price of it. We went from 0.2 down to 0.06 very quickly. I then bought in at 0.06. We're back at 0.1, hovering around there. This feels like a good entry point. We also managed to convince Pio to join FriendTech. He said he was going to do it on today's show, but right now he's not doing it, and I don't know what's going on here. You got to get on the platform to just at least test it out. Okay.
How long is it? No, I'm going to, and I'm going to let everybody. I mean, if so I still don't understand if anybody cares, right? I would say I'll let everybody in the Bodagos Discord know that I'm joining, but I don't know if anybody cares or if anybody benefits from that. But I guess
you're gonna get botted. You're gonna get botted immediately. It happens every time on this. Like the second you sign up, there's 12 buys before you can even do anything.
And how long is it? It's going to take a half hour for me to set up a FriendTech?
Not that long.
No. It's actually pretty quick if you know how to do it. And I've gone through all of the errors, so I understand how to do it. First, what you got to do, I like NFT. Who are you nodding your head at? Is there someone else over there?
No, you. No. It's not.
Okay. There was with FriendTech. I like that NFT Statistics just posted a tweet. He's like, the difference between this and Discord is that they skipped the whole Web3 component. And I'm like, yeah, now all you got to do is add what's the chain? Base chain RPC to your MetaMask account. Then what you got to do is you got to go and bridge that using a bridge site. And then you got to transfer money from that account to your account that's on FriendTech. No Web3 stuff involved in that whatsoever. Talk about an easy onboarding. Dude, no one can figure this out other than the OnlyFriends people right now.
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, sorry. They should have called it OnlyFriends. That would have been the best way to do it. But the OnlyFans, basically, they have all the time in the world to figure out how they can make an extra $50 through doing pretty much anything. Maybe there was some step in my onboarding that got missed, but what happened was like I didn't finish the flow. And so when I loaded up the app, it was just telling me to transfer money and it wasn't clear what I was supposed to do. Easy helped me debug it. But yeah, the whole onboarding is just difficult.
Okay. Well, I mean, people in the Discord are saying to make an announcement.
They said I never did any of that. What the hell? Sorry, you had to put stuff on base chain. Am I wrong about this? Easy. You had to do that also, right?
Yeah, you have to deposit 0.01 to base chain.
Now,
the
how did you
NFT
make
account.
that transfer? Did you have to set up an RPC on your MetaMask?
I did, yeah. Supposedly you can connect it now, but I had to set up the RPC when I first got on. And then I just used Orbiter Finance to move funds into base on the
Then I
wallet.
just used Orbiter Finance to move funds into base. Bada bing, bada boom. You know, it's so easy.
Yeah.
So like rather than enter your email and sign up, what I had to do was go set up a fucking base account. Dude, this is that actually is literally this guy says it perfectly. My FriendTech utility is teaching my holders how to join FriendTech. If you can figure out how to join FriendTech, then you deserve to like make a little bit of money. I'm going to be honest. Like you deserve to make a little bit. Signal, you didn't sign up yet. What's going on?
I haven't. Yesterday was a busy day. I'm going to get onto it today. I'll get it done today. Couldn't do it yesterday. But I will be
Signal and
reaching
I-
out to
yeah.
the commenter who said that his utilities to help people to get on it. Because yeah, just somebody put like it's one of the things it's also like I was busy yesterday and then we'd had the conversation about how you sign up. And the fact that it wasn't sign up was this other barrier of like, oh, I'm going to have to sit down and quickly research how to like join FriendTech. So 100% agree with you. If anyone has any tweets or threads, which you could just, yeah, I'll appreciate
Signal,
that.
you want to collab on one? We'll do a dating 101 where
I'm
it's a
up
little
for it.
interactive back and forth
for it.
between. Okay, cool. Done. Locked in. Let's go.
Gee, I wonder who's more qualified to lead that course out of the two of you. Well,
So it's a live demonstration, right? So you're watching.
you're
me
doing it
learn.
wrong and Signal's correcting it. I got it.
And then the optimizing over time. That's the value prop here.
Just remember your only communication medium is text and images. So those are the only things that you can do in this process or on this platform right now. Everyone seems to think that they're just going to add video. They're like, yeah, that's obviously coming. I'm like, FriendTech ain't just adding video. I don't think that that's just happening. I'll be interested to see that happen. But like there is hosting fees associated with just adding the video. That said, they made $7 million this month, so they can't afford to add it. I think video is the game changer for this platform. Like, and honestly, like if Snapchat introduced something like this, the only distinction is the fact that there's the whole this is a security side, like, and I think that's the gap why Snapchat hasn't introduced something like this is because it's a security. Like, what am I doing? The beauty of this is I'm allowed to issue a token essentially by starting a FriendTech account. I offer a token, but I didn't offer a token. And this is the backdoor way into creating that token. I don't remember if you remember the Rally network where you could sign up and issue a token on Rally. So you can go on there, look up Rally network or whatever it is, and you can go create an account and you can go sell people your token and you make up the utility that you're going to provide. But the reality is with Rally, nobody ended up figuring out any utility that you could provide that was like of any like clear value, because the problem is if you sell the tokens up front, you're now beholden to those people. Hello, NFTs. You're now beholden to those people for an indefinite basis, and they don't give a shit whether or not you're making money as a business. And so most people haven't figured that out, which is the same situation we're dealing with the NFT space at this point. So, but yeah, you can go buy those tokens of people. And the issue was I had a friend who bought into another person I know's token, and he was like, I'm gonna put $10,000 into this person's token. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, dude? And basically lost it. Like it went down to like $1,000. And I was like, yeah, what did you think he was gonna give you? Like what possibly was going to happen associated with that? I don't understand. And the whole thing just like imploded. I also wonder like how high can a FriendTech like account fundamentally get? I see them at 3 ETH. I think 5 ETH was how high it's gotten. Dude, who's paying $10,000?
They've gone up to 9.
9 ETH?
Yeah, Racer got up to 9. There's this other guy who's like made it his entire life mission to become the highest valued FriendTech person.
Yeah, he's ranked 2.
Yeah,
And
he calls
isn't-
himself the Mr. Beast of it.
Easy. Isn't the guy who's at 9 like earning like 250,000, if not more, in fees?
Yeah, it's Racer. He's one of the founders of FriendTech. So it just kind of like worked out there. You also have Kobe, who's made about 300K off of fees from it. So the thing though that's like interesting to me is like the bonding curve aspect. So you're not actually selling to a person, where it is like a race for the exit, as Cook put it, that falling dominoes, and that's kind of what I think is going to inevitably happen here is once a lot of people just start running for the exit, you're going to see floor prices crater. It's just I think it's a matter of time, just because right now it is like the speculative excitement bubble that's going on. I do think that there's some good comments made about like if a big time user gets on who's not Web3 native, it becomes really interesting because you may have people outside the space. Credit card support's another interesting thing that could cause some liquidity in there.
There's zero market dynamics, like you're saying. It is on the bonding curve. We tried with our own platform to introduce something which we thought, and I still think is particularly interesting from the standpoint that it is still market dynamics in the sense that buyers are the ones who are driving all the activity on the platform. But the reality is a lot of these things are inherently illiquid. But the way that system is I put money into the pool, and then that pool is holding money in there that you can now like pull out, which is completely different than the way that a traditional market would work, right? Where there's two sides of it. And essentially like you have some incentive to like bid it up. That said, the bonding curve enabled them to very rapidly generate value for people where you see price go up. Because at the beginning, that's all that you want to see happen. But yeah, I think the idea of these things being like highly liquid assets to me is pretty crazy because essentially the friction to sign up is high, which means like think about it as the NFT market. You didn't need to issue an NFT. You didn't need to hire an artist. You literally just need to sign up. That's the only thing that you need to do. So you remove friction, well, outside of the whole base thing, which I still think to the average person is still wildly convoluted, but they could make it easier. And I think they will, like with the custodial tokens, they could actually say now just send money to this place. But outside of all of this stuff, I think that the foundation of what they've created is cool from onboarding people. But the reality is you can't have sustainable floors across a large number of people. It's just not possible. And the same thing goes in the art market. It's not like every piece of art is worth, $100,000. It just isn't. Most artists are not selling pieces at that price. And so you need to have like developed a reputation or find a rich person who's willing to give you that money. But in this market, it's like it is purely driven on this like speculative side, but you're not doing that deal to deal selling that an artist would. An artist would have to go out and market themselves and go sell the art. That's like their job. Although not most are not good at it, but their job is to literally go out and like sell. And most people aren't good at selling, period. But I think simultaneously on FriendTech, all you need to do is like manipulate is do marketing of your brand for a temporary period of time, but there's nothing sustaining that floor. And there's always the option to sell. And my thought around always having the option to sell is the thing that kills this, basically. That is what creates, as the first guy said, domino rally, which I'm now going to start using. Easy.
We're making shirts.
After shitting on him. Easy statement about the bonding curve. Spot on as well. That's the flaw with it. And the thing that we've done with our platform is saying, hey, this market's illiquid. Like, so the last price the price shouldn't dive, and you should have a limit to like a minimum offer that you have to make, because you can't go in, like if you go to an art like gallery and they're like, this thing's 10,000, you're not going to come in and be like, yo, let me give you $1. Like, but OpenSea is like, yeah, make $1 bid. We'll let you do that. But that's just like, are you kidding? Like that like shouldn't exist. Like, that's not the way that happens. And when you buy that art, you're like, and you go hang it on your wall, you don't have this expectation that you're going to have 400 bids on that art right then when you bought it. So like the reality is it's like, it's an illiquid market, but all these tools have been developed to make it liquid. And what we've ended up with is the worst of the worst people inside of this ecosystem, all basically just speculating on absolute bullshit. And then coming and complaining when they lose $50 fucking, basically. Like that's like the ecosystem that happens when all of the marketplaces allow this activity to happen. I think we just need to move to a place where this stuff becomes like where we accept the illiquidity of it and build markets around that. So
fantastic way to love it, Nick. Fantastic way to wrap. A little bit of insight right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we run this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time each and every week. It's available on YouTube if you want the video feed, available on Apple and Spotify podcasts as well. We will be back next week. Nick is hosting the show. So Nick, if you want to serve up a song or if you want to sing a song for the audience, that's an option too. But I'm going to end the YouTube stream.
I got something off my Spotify release radar. Let's see what happens. This looks like it's gonna be trance music.
All right, I'm gonna end the stream. See you guys later. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend, everybody. Have a great weekend.